Well, hello, 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 men, women, and children. This is the Kid, and I'm bringing you this StarCraft 2 replay between this blue Terran, known as MKP, or more commonly known as MarineKingPrime, and over here on the right side, at the 3 o'clock, maybe 2 o'clock position, whichever one you prefer, as the red Zerg will be DRG, also known as DRG. These games that I'm bringing you here are going to be sort of the epic lead up to this new rivalry that's coming in StarCraft right now. Really, in the last 3 huge MLG events, we've got the Winter Arena, the Winter, oh sorry, I just spaced it, the Winter Finals, and then the Spring Arena. These two guys have been the finalists each time, and I'm not going to tell you how it goes just in case you haven't seen it, but if you haven't, stay tuned for all these games. They're going to be amazing. I can't wait to bring them to you. Both these players, really right now, these two players are the best of the best in StarCraft right now. This series, of course, is the first of the series that these two will play, and as of this point, DRG is considered the best player in the world. He had just won the GSL for the first time. He had beaten MVP Genius for that, a fellow team member who's a Protoss, and just probably floating on Cloud 9 right now. But MKP also making it pretty far in the GSL, really showing that he is probably the second best player at this point. And as we see, MKP taking a little bit of a non-standard route, and he's going to drop down a barracks. We're going to see a little bit of barracks play. This is just going to be a little bit of mind games, probably not going to make or break DRG. He's an amazing player. He's not going to get beat by this, but you know, he's scouting around right now, thinking, you know, where's this other barracks? There should be another one down. There's no gas, so he knows that, you know, this isn't going to go directly into a tech lab and maybe get out a Reaper, or maybe he's going to see a lot of Hellions coming out early. But thankfully, he does have his Overlord on the perfect route. Let's make sure that he could actually see that, and he did scout that out, even sending out a couple of drones to take that out right now. This barracks will indeed finish, and maybe be able to get a barracks out, and DRG changing the route of these drones. It looks like he's going to try and use them to maybe pick off some reinforcing Marines, things like that, maybe catch them on the move command by by Marine King. And still feeling confident, he's going to drop down his hatchery, go for a pretty quick expansion, probably around 15. Sorry about that. And yeah, here we go. He's bringing these drones out, trying to keep these Marines from getting here too quick. Actually, a really smart play. He's just making it so these Marines aren't all going to get here at once. This will give him time to get out these 8-lings that he's working on right now. And, you know, it'll make it so it's a little easier for him to deny this bunker rush. Now, this bunker obviously in easy range of this hatchery, and nice job putting it down pretty close before the creep actually gets there. And now this is going to be a micro battle. And Marine King, you know, if his name tells you anything, it's going to tell you that he can micro these Marines really well. DRG separating out his lings, trying to make sure that he takes out that SCV, building the bunker first. He does not want this to go down, or he could be in a lot of trouble. MKP has a lot of Marines down here. And this is a pretty good, excellent micro, my bad, by Marine King right here. These Marines have, wow, 6, 9, 10 kills between these 3 Marines, and another one right here. Definitely being very cost efficient right here. The Zerg has lost 100 extra minerals as opposed to the Terran. DRG doing the wise choice, you know, putting up his spine crawler, getting a little extra defense. If he can get that up, it should, you know, it should stop this rush. But we'll see if Marine King actually, oh, and canceling it right at literally 1 hit point. Beautifully done. And DRG taking these lings away. I don't know if this is a good idea. These Marines are just going to have their way. And Marine King focusing down the spine crawler, making sure that that extra defense is not going to be there. This is going to make these Marines that much more obnoxious to take care of. And DRG's got to be really careful right now. He doesn't have a whole lot of vents here, has to pull drones off the line, and even trying for a counterattack right here, but these lings are incredibly slow and not going to do anything. Meanwhile, DRG just having his way. This Marine with 9 kills. How often do you see that at all between Marines? All of these Marines with, well, not all of them, but several of them with a ton of kills. And Marine King definitely getting what he set out for with this rush. He's now killed more than twice as many mineral wounded units as DRG has. DRG even canceling that spine crawler to give himself some more minerals to use. And MKP gonna go and just lift off his barracks, put it back in his main base. He's got a command center going down. He is looking great right now. If we look at the income, DRG is behind by 6 harvesters, which makes it that much worse because we see that there are obviously some mules on the field. So DRG is gonna have to do some pretty good catch-up work. He's gonna put out a bunch more drones, see if he can't drone up a little bit, and even try for a little bit of a counterattack. This isn't going to do anything. This bunker perfectly placed. It's going to go ahead and guard this right here, guard this entrance, and also, for the most part, it's going to guard this entire command center and make sure that those lings can't really do anything against it. And DRG just in a big mess of trouble right now, trying to get his creep spread going. And even going up on gas. This could mean that he's probably gonna, I would imagine he'll go for some banelings. He needs something to deal with these Marines. Once again, he hasn't seen any other units from Marine King, and he knows that he's just got to be ready for anything. And right now, it's most likely going to be a bio build because he knows those barracks are out. He knows that they're being used. MKP going for his +1 attack, combat shields, and stim packs right now. So in just a couple in-game minutes, those Marines are going to be incredibly lethal, and DRG is definitely going to need some kind of splash damage. Maybe roaches. I don't think they would be the best choice, mainly because he's not going to be able to get enough of them fast enough. And I mean, look at this. Marine King's just going to have a ton of Marines, and even throwing in a couple Marauders to deal with any possible banelings, possibly roaches. Chances are we'll see him use these Marauders to either focus down roaches, or as we see, we've got banelings nest coming down. He might even throw these in the front of his army to really absorb all that splash damage from those banelings and make them basically useless. So let's go back to the income, and once again, DRG is still behind. He really needs to get his macro going. He really needs to be able to get some kind of good win here if he wants to stay in this game. Actually, pay close attention to this engineering bay. I really like this positioning. Now, Zerglings, if they just go in single file, they can get a nice little run by right here and go into this mineral line, and possibly, you know, Marine King has good enough micro to avoid this, but possibly into his main base. But this is going to break up their pathing, so this just makes it a little bit more of a choke right here and makes it a little bit more lethal. And here we go, DRG going for a huge attack right now. This is basically an all-in. He's not building any more drones. He's not even attempting to throw down another hatchery. He really wants to bust this. He wants to take out as many units as he can. And heck, he might even have enough of these banelings to take out this command center. But at the same time, MKP attacking as well. He needs to get these lings out of the way, and not focusing down the right stuff. He goes for the bunker, takes it out, and these, oh, the SCVs are just getting in the way so beautifully. But the problem is, DRG has nothing left in his base to defend. Getting a couple decent baneling hits off there, but still he is going to lose a lot of drones right here. And still, you know, he's got to wait for these lings to get out, and Marine King just doing everything he can to focus down these drones. A great little spread by DRG there to take out as many as he could with those drones, but he is hurting quite a bit right now. Look at the income. He's still down by 9 harvesters, and that is not including mules for our Terran player. I really don't see any way that that DRG can bring this back. Once again, he's going to try for a bust, but MKP, sort of his spider senses are tingling. He's going to put these Marauders out front, and they are just going to absorb these. They're just going to absorb these banelings like nothing. It's going to be like flies against a windshield. I think banelings only do, what, 2 damage, 20 damage? Yeah, this is not going to do anything, and here we go. He's going to try for the lucky hits on the Marines, and there's the GG. DRG just getting wiped out early by that huge push up at his base. And that early Marine micro by MKP was just too much for him. He just couldn't handle it. Whenever the spine crawler that was right here was taken out, it was basically, it was going to be really rough for him to hold it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this first game. I'm going to bring you the next one as soon as I can. And stay tuned, and I will talk to you guys later.